Right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Hammers Fans United. It's been a little while since we've done a pre-recorded, and it's the first time me, Kieran, and Abel have all been on a Hammers Fans United stream. We'll start with you, Abel. How you doing, Abel?
I'm good.
You good?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And obviously, the main man, Geezer. How you doing?
Good, mate. Good, mate. Finished working away now.
Yeah.
Got back yesterday, so that's all over with.
Yeah.
So I've got to start planning my trip to the UK.
Yes. So, he's coming. He's coming over, Abel, soon.
Yeah.
You going to watch West Ham or just like visiting?
He ain't going.
I'll be visiting, mate. I've got a lot of family to visit. I've got a sister who's not very well at the moment, so I'm going to see her, and I'll be popping over to Ireland for a week. I might even go and see.
What part?
But it's in Selbridge is in Kildare. One part's there, and then I go down to Portlaoise, which is in the middle of Ireland, in County Laois, and I'll be going there to see my other sister. So yeah, and I've got a brother in Portugal too that I might try and get 3 or 4 days with, if we get time. So yeah.
Actually, my birthday is Portugal's Independence Day.
Is it? What day is that?
Yeah, June the 10th.
June the 10th. Oh, that's a good bit of news, isn't it? Portugal's Independence Day, June the 10th. Don't forget it.
Don't forget that.
Brilliant.
Right. So obviously, we've got a massive game. You know, this is what this show is about. Is the West Ham at home to Everton. You know, we're trying to get everyone's thoughts on the game and what might happen after the game. And I'll start with you, Kieran. What's your thoughts going into this game?
Yeah, it's a absolute massive game for both clubs, isn't it? And both managers and both sets of supporters. There's so many scenarios here because both teams are doing so badly.
Yeah,
both teams. That's you could end up with 2 managers being sacked at the end of it, or 1 manager being sacked, depending whether it's a draw, or a win, or a loss. Yeah. So there's a lot riding on it, and I'm sure both sets of supporters are nervous. They're worried. The news that Danny Ings has signed this morning, we hope, yet to be confirmed, but it looks like it's a done deal. Yeah. So that's good news for us. That's a pickup because I think he's a goal scorer and he'll do well for us. He'll be all right. He is a natural goal scorer and proven in the Premier League. Hopefully we can keep him fit and on the pitch. So that's a boost for us because that's what we're lacking, goals. We're lacking shots on target and goals. I just hope we
need a striker who's consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as we create stuff for him, give him them opportunities, we'll get goals from him. That's what we have to do now. So,
all right. Before I ask you a question, Abel, I've said, for the last maybe 2 or 3 seasons that I did want Danny Ings at West Ham, and that's only because we know him, and there's players playing abroad that we might not be familiar with, and we get linked to. But I specifically said I want him at West Ham. I don't think he's at his peak now, but I don't think he's past it. So, and I also believe that between him, Scamacca, and Antonio, the way we play, he will score the most goals out of the 3 of them. So I just hope it gets done in time for the Everton game, which is what West Ham are apparently trying to do.
Apparently finished his medical.
Oh, he's done it, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, Abel, let me ask you, yeah? How confident are you going into tomorrow's game Saturday's game, that West Ham can get a victory?
I feel like that anything can happen.
Yeah.
So I just want the Danny.
Yeah.
I'm a bit nervous because I just want a few more signings.
Yeah. So you don't sound very confident that you think we're going to win on Saturday.
No, because if the Danny Ings medical don't get done in time.
Yeah.
Well, we need a striker who is consistent. And Antonio and Scamacca, in my opinion, I don't think are consistent. But I heard a thing that Moyes was actually going to get sacked even if we win.
That was going to be my next question to all. I know Kieran's answer, but just for the sake of anybody that comes across this video, I'll ask Kieran first. Kieran, are you Moyes in or Moyes out?
I'm neither. I just want a new manager.
Yeah.
I'm not against Moyes, but there's no evidence to suggest that man can turn this around. There's none.
Yeah.
We didn't do it before the World Cup. Since the World Cup, we've been terrible.
Yeah.
We picked up a point. We won an FA Cup game against a second-string Brentford team.
Yeah.
So there's no evidence to suggest he can turn it around. If he could, I would. If then performances since the World Cup have been really good, and that, I'm happy for him to stay. But it's obvious to me that he's not going to do it. Yeah. And I just can't see how you stay up without changing. Our form would have to change dramatically in one game.
Yeah.
And carry on. And I don't think anybody's confident of that happening.
Nah. Abel, are you Moyes in or Moyes out?
I'm Moyes out because people are slowly starting to find out his gameplay.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 seasons ago, Moyes was unpredictable, but I feel like teams have studied Moyes. I've got the team in the room. They've started studying him and how his tactics work. So I'm Moyes out because I feel like they've completely studied him now.
Yeah, found him out.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna do. I don't comment. I don't take any notes and I don't come on here prepared. I just speak. But now, what I want both you to do, and I'll start with Kieran, and it might give Abel a little bit of an idea of to how you answer this. I want you to both play devil's advocate and give me a case as to why West Ham should stick with David Moyes. And I'll start with Kieran. Yeah. For what reason should we stick with David Moyes?
I can't personally. I can't find one. I can see a reason why the board would. They, and them comments they made a little while back. If West Ham were in this situation, Moyes is the type of manager that wants to get you out of it. And that's a worrying thing, isn't it? But I can't see any good reason for it. We can go back to a couple of seasons where we've gone into Europe and done really well, and he has. He needs a lot of plaudits for that, Moyes. He really does. But that credit in the bank, to me, has evaporated. We are now up against it. And like I said, if he'd shown something since the World Cup, that we were changing, we were going in a better direction, the team, was in form, we're playing better football and scoring more goals, I'd keep him to the end of the season, right? And let's try and win the Conference League. Doesn't matter if he finished 15th in the Premier League, and maybe get a trophy on board. But he hasn't shown that. Yeah. And it's a worry. It's a real worry that it's not got any better at all. I mean, at all. And I'm not sure he can do it.
All right, Abel. So let me put it to you like this, yeah? David Moyes gives you £500,000 and he says, walk into the board and you, Abel, convince them as to why I should stay. No.
He's experienced with being in relegation, and like Kieran said, he can get you out of it.
Yeah.
I hope. I don't have any points because I don't.
Oh God, yeah, I feel your pain. Look, Kieran actually started off and then he went back to no, I can't see any. So there was no.
I'd love to make an argument for the boy, but it's pretty hard to, isn't it? But we're 19 games in. This isn't 15 or 13, which it could have been before the World Cup. We're 19 in. And when they sacked Pellegrini, he had that 19 games. He had 19 points, and Moyes had got 15.
Yeah,
and we were panicking then, if you remember, with Pellegrini. Jesus, this boy's going to get us relegated, And we had 4 points more. So, and even beating Everton doesn't really prove much, is it? I think we're the 2 worst teams in the league at the moment. So, it doesn't really prove that he's going to change it. Ings could be the game changer. If Agard and Zuma are starting, I mean, that could be a game changer for us. We've probably got our two best centre halves starting, and we might be more solid at the back. And with Ings starting as well, maybe we're more of a threat, because it isn't just about we ain't scoring goals. We're not even getting shots on target that are worthy of calling shots on target. So you've got to keep like Pickford, a bit like Moyes. I think Moyes is frozen.
Frozen.
But
you know what? It's
so we've got to beat a keeper like Pickford.
Yeah, and we can't even get shots on target. You know what's quite fitting is that it's someone's getting sacked, right? Surely somebody's getting sacked, and it's funny that Lampard's coming back to West Ham. Moyes is going against Everton. And then I heard today on Sky Sports that apparently if West Ham sack Moyes, then Everton are going to be banging on his door to get him to come and be their manager. So there's, this game's got a lot of aftermath.
Dilemma. It's got a dilemma.
Yeah. It's crazy that they.
Yeah, but West Ham won't be.
There's a lot of side stories to it, isn't there?
Lampard still, will we?
Well, it's funny you say that, Abel, because Charlie Walsh from Hammers Chat believes that West Ham would semi-consider the likes of Frank Lampard.
Oh no!
That's not a fact. But he said, that's the he wouldn't put it past them, like looking at someone like Lampard.
No, I want Pochettino in.
Well, that's what I've always said him, but by the sounds of it, it's unrealistic. But yeah, I always wanted Poch.
Or Tuchel.
Yeah, I doubt. Yeah, right about now, I'll take anyone.
Yeah.
So, Abel, are you going to the game on Saturday?
I think so.
You are going, yeah?
Mhm.
Okay, so you're going to get some fan cams.
Yeah.
You go to the games quite a lot. What do you think the atmosphere is going to be like before the game? Just before the game.
When I've went to West Ham, it's been dead.
Yeah.
It's been dead. Last year, it was electric. Now it's dead. Because there ain't really nothing to have atmosphere about, is there?
Yeah. So
we're just losing back-to-back games. Like, what is there to have atmosphere about?
And, that goes back to Kieran's theory, which is, you don't mind losing, but it's the manner. And obviously, Kieran wants to be entertained. And clearly we're not being entertained. And clearly the atmosphere is almost non-existent in the ground. And would that, Kieran, do you think Everton would rather play us? Because I know it's like Goodison, the fans get onto. Do you think that they would rather play us away in this type of game?
Oh, Lampard might. Because, it's so toxic at Goodison Park at the moment. They're protesting. Yeah. To be fair to the Everton fans, though, they're protesting against the board.
Yeah.
How they're run. And it is run like a circus at the moment, Everton. And they're protesting against that, not the players and not the manager.
Yeah.
A lot of Everton fans are behind Lampard. But they see the difficulties he's got with this board. Similar stories to what we've got.
Yeah.
So, I think for the team, it might be better for them that they're away from Goodison Park, and they might perform because of it a bit better. Yeah. So, and I say you can't write everything off. They've been absolutely terrible at times, but they've got good players in there. Yeah. They've got kind of code. They've got a couple of good defenders there, man. They've got that Onana,
Damari Gray.
Damari Gray, mate. It's a shame that he doesn't show up.
You've got Gordon. You've got Pickford. England starter regular.
He does, but he's been benched a lot lately because he's sort of gone off form. But he's a top little player, really rate him.
Who's that? Gordon.
Calvert-Lewin, you thought was going to really kick on, and he seems to be either injured or out of form lately. But like I say, they've got dangerous players, so there's no gimmies here.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Did you know it was so dangerous that the ball couldn't go because they got beat up.
Did you hear about that?
Well, I did, and I did see I think I see Hammers Chat there where there's no evidence to say. The board, they released that statement, Everton, right, saying the police told them not to go, and the police have denied ever saying it.
Oh.
So that tells me that, you know, they're leaking these stories, the Everton board, to make the fan base of Everton look bad.
Wow.
You know?
See, I didn't know that.
And this has happened before with West Ham. And they're trying to deflect what's going on with the ball by putting it down to the fans. There was another story about the director or someone getting put in a headlock. There is no evidence to say that. There's no CCTV. There's no police report. There's nothing. They released that one too. There's no evidence to say it happened. So you've got to take it with a pinch of salt, some of these stories. You know?
So it might not be true then, Abel. Yeah.
Might not be true. That's right.
And
there is no evidence to say
I didn't know that until you've just said that, Kieran. So as far as I knew, the story was a female got put in
this is it.
And
that board put out them stories, right? And like I say, that they said the police advised them. They didn't. They've denied it. They never advised them nothing.
Wow.
But why was there no board there if the police didn't say that?
Well, that's they've made that up, you know, to sort of deflect.
They made it up to make the Everton fans look bad.
Yeah.
You know, it deflects the protest then onto, they're just violent, horrible people. So.
And the thing is, Kieran, you've said that, but I heard there was a football match on maybe yesterday. Man United, Palace v Man United, and that was brought up.
Palace.
Yeah, and they're sticking to that narrative because obviously they might not know. So that is still, you know, that propaganda is still getting spread, and you know, you've just come with
you throw mud out there, it sticks, doesn't it?
Yeah,
and that's what the board have done. So that's what it appears to be. Let's put it this way: if there is evidence, show it then. If this has happened, show it because it backs it up, and they can't, and they haven't. So, you know, I don't believe it until I see it.
Let me check that. One thing I've noticed about Frank Lampard that I think he does, and you lot can, you know, your own opinion. What he does better than Moyes, a lot better, is when he's put in front of the media and he's pressed on issues and all of that. I think he takes responsibility. He's very diplomatic, so he's not like, you know, against the fans, or, you know, he clears up something that he might say just in case it can be misinterpreted. And I kind of respect, especially with Everton, the way he comes across in these press conferences compared to David Moyes. I don't know if you lot have seen Frank Lampard in his sort of press conferences, and you know your opinion on him. See, I saw one today. I was watching it in the kitchen. It was on for quite long on Sky Sports. So he takes responsibility for things that, you know, are within his hands, and he also not within his hands, he doesn't sort of emphasize on them too much. You know, he might say, look, we all know what the situation is, blah blah blah. So I've got to give him his respect for the way he's handling the situation. And as you've just said, you know, the fans are not against Frank Lampard, it's more against the board, which probably makes it a bit easier for him to keep them on side, because, you know, if you say all the right things, unlike, you know, David Moyes, I think even someone like Charlie Walsh, for instance, who, when we were saying Moyes out, and that was just before the World Cup, and I think just after that as well, he was still very much like, you know, like, no, give him a bit more time. But even someone like Charlie Walsh is now saying Moyes out, because I think he realizes that, you know, things ain't going to change.
Actually, guys.
Yeah.
Just guess who we're trying to sign on loan.
We'll say that again.
Just guess who we're trying to sign on loan.
What is it? Have you just read an article?
No.
Oh, someone you know, yeah.
It's Harry Maguire. We're trying to.
Oh, I don't. Yeah, I think that's nonsense.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah. Did you see that, Kieran? That link? Yeah, I don't. I think that's rubbish.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's easy to put it two together with it. I mean, Ten Hag's not playing him. He's not starting the game for Man United. Dawson, apparently that's done. He's off to Wolves this morning. And so you can put that two together and go, yep, it makes perfect sense. But do I believe it? No. But I wouldn't mind. I'd have him in a heartbeat. Not
of course. Of course. But yeah, he ain't coming to West Ham. Why would he? Why would he come to? You understand? Even though Man United ain't playing him, why would Harry Maguire, You know, he had a very good World Cup. Why would he come to West Ham? So, yeah, we take him in a heartbeat. Yeah, I didn't want to make this too long, but what I do want to ask is thoughts on how. We'll ask you first, Abel. Yeah, how do you think from start to finish? How is the game going to go on Saturday?
West Ham will go 1-0 up in the first half.
Yeah.
In the second half, like we normally do, we start playing sloppy. Everton will get an equaliser.
Yeah.
And then when it gets to, like, say, the 70th minute, Everton will make it 2-1. And then, like we normally do, what I think we shouldn't be doing this, and it's a mistake, we always keep trying until, like, say, this, like, deep into added time, 90th minute.
Yeah.
That's when we start trying, and then it's too late by then because they're winning about 3-1.
Yeah.
So I feel like it could be 2-1 Everton. I feel like it could go either way.
But you're thinking potentially we are going to lose the game.
Yeah, potentially.
All right. Kieran, how do you see the game playing out?
Man, I know how it should play out. And I reckon if he took the shackles off for once, Moyes, and stopped worried about, putting 10 men behind the ball when we haven't got it for a change, and just went at them. We've been saying this for a long time, mate. Just go at them. Their confidence is low. You're at home. Just have a punt and go at them. And start a lineup that is attacking. And so it all depends. Yet again, every week I say this. I don't know how it's going to go till I see that starting 11. Once I've seen it, I know how it's going to go. Like against Wolves. As soon as I saw the starting 11, I went, oh, God, this is going to be a ball fest, and we're probably going to draw 1 or lose 1-0. That, it's so obvious. If I saw a really different lineup, or more of an attacking lineup against Everton, and the tactics were to go out, I'd have a lot more confidence in the result. Because this is a game we can win, we can lose, we can draw. The same as the Wolves game.
Yeah.
It could go any 3 ways. I think a draw is more likely. But I don't see, if you've got Danny Ings, could be a big lift for the team. It could be a big lift. If he doesn't start Souček, maybe Paqueta, Rice, Fornals, maybe Ben Rama on the left, Bowen on the right, Ings in the middle. This could be an attacking formation that if we use it to be attacking, we could win that game. And I think he has to do it. I think he has to do that. If he starts with Souček and the same tactics he used against Wolves, well, he's just signing his own death warrant, isn't he? It's madness.
What were we doing so different last year to what we were doing this year?
Good question.
Well, I'll tell you what. Not only is it Moyes able not being able to switch tactically, it's not just that. The players have got to put their hands up as well, because there's players there that are just nowhere near performing as good. And Bowen including that, Antonio including that, Souček, so fell for a while. Loads of them, so many that have been poor.
Creswell.
And that doesn't help Moyes. You know what I mean? It's not all Moyes, but a lot of it is. But the players themselves, they've got to stand up and be counted here and there.
Yeah.
So, all right. So let's say, the team you just said, Kieran, has an attacking force, and let's say we compare Zuma and Aguerd together for the first time. Soufal seems to have found some form. Left back, I don't know what we're going to do there. Do you think that if he put out that team, psychologically, Frank Lampard's going to sort of be a bit worried because it's Ings is in the team, and he said today, he rates him highly, and Zuma coming. Do you think that doing that could psychologically, hour before the game, when he sees that, do you think that's going to put a seed of doubt into Frank Lampard's head?
Yeah, I think it would, because every manager basically we played in the last 10 weeks knows exactly what team he's putting out. They know it. They know Souček's starting regardless.
Yeah.
And they know we were weak at left back and right back at times, you know. And so it was pretty simple. Yeah, could throw Lampard a bit, you know, because I think like all the other managers just expecting the same old, same old. Now,
Exactly.
if Moyes switches it up, I think he has to. I mean, just to save his job, he has to.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Am I confident that he'll change it and do that? No, I'm not. No. But I've heard, is it right that Scamacca's out for a month? Is that the latest rumour?
I don't know. I heard a rumor that he's injured. Somebody said it today, but I didn't know. Is that what it is? A month, yeah?
A month, apparently. That's what I heard earlier.
And was that a training ground injury? Because we ain't really seen a lot of them on the pitch.
Yeah. I don't know, mate. Maybe he's had a chat with Cornet and gone on the injured list.
Come and play some FIFA in here with me. All right, this is a serious question, yeah, and I know my answer, and it would be most definitely. How would you be worried if Everton were the ones signing Ings and trying to get that deal done before this game?
Oh yeah. Without that, would you? I mean, if you were coming up to this game and Everton just signed Ings, you go, "Oh, you're kidding me!" No?
Yeah.
They can't score a goal for love nor money anyway, and now they've got Ings. That'd be right. That's just so West Ham would be going, "Oh, it's so West Ham against West Ham." Oh, God,
and then they're gonna have a dangerous attacking. They're gonna have a dangerous attacking formation, ain't they?
So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because you're gonna have Gray, you're gonna have Gordon, you're gonna have Ings, you're gonna have options.
So hopefully,
options more than them.
Yeah, hopefully, the same way it would make me feel is how these Everton players and that is feeling. Oh shit, they've signed Danny Ings like to basically save them, and we're going to be the first ones to be on the end of Ings. So I'm excited about Danny Ings. I really am. I'm excited, and I hope that we get the deal done in time because I think that will give us and the fans a massive boost.
Apparently, it was a done deal, though. Apparently.
Well, it was just not completed, and
it's the paperwork in it. We have to make sure able that.
I think. You've got to midday your time Friday.
Yeah.
So that's plenty of time, isn't it?
Yeah.
You got the midday.
But Abel, you said the medical's passed, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so that should be done.
He done his medicals this morning.
Yeah. Just you've got to take the photographs now, Abel. You've got to take the photographs and the signature. That's all that's left.
Signature. It's got to get released to Instagram and all that to know that it's official.
So you're definitely going to the game, yeah?
Yeah.
Right, we need some fan cams. Hopefully you got some happy fans after the game. But before we, end the stream, I'm going to ask all of you lot to give me we'll start with you, Abel. Your correct score. You can stick to what you said in your little summary. What do you think the score is going to be at the end of the game?
Like Kieran said, I don't have a score. It could go either three ways, like the Wolves game.
Yeah. But if you had to pick a score, what are you feeling? And be honest, it doesn't matter if it's... Huh?
I'm going to be a true West Ham supporter and say 2-1 West Ham, come on.
What about you, Kieran? What is your heart telling you to score? It's not easy to pick a score.
Well, before the Ings signing, I'm saying a draw. It's got draw written all over it. But with Ings, I think that edge could give us... I'm hoping it is. I hope that boy goes in and terrorises them a little bit up front. But we've got to give him the service. We've got to get that ball to him as well. So that has to improve. So if we play an attacking lineup, there's more chance of him seeing the ball, isn't there, and taking a chance. Yeah. So I'm going to go with Ings starting. If Ings starts, I think we could nick it 1-0.
1-0, yeah?
Yeah, 1-0.
Right. I'm gonna say what I said against...
Regardless whether he assists or goal.
Yeah. When we played Leeds, I said on Stuart's channel that if we go behind, we ain't going to win the game. And I've got a feeling we are going to go behind against Everton, regardless if Ings starts or not. He can do much down the other end, and I've got a feeling they're going to score first. And because of that, I think the best case scenario, if we do go 1-0 down, would be a draw. So I'm going to say, I'm thinking 1-1, but I'm also thinking 2-2. But I'm going to go 1-1. I'm going to say West Ham 1, and that is coming from behind against Everton.
I
And
don't feel like we can have the capability to come from behind,
exactly.
because we wouldn't try enough.
Nah, I can't see that. Not especially when you ain't scoring goals, and now you got to score 2 without them scoring another one. So yeah, I'm looking at a draw only because I think Everton are going to score. Of course, I hope I'm wrong. I hope West Ham get a nice early goal, early. But
What, like 5th minute?
is that
Like
we
5th
say?
minute?
Yeah, nice and early. That would be perfect.
Yeah,
But can't see it. But yeah, that's it. This was, it's going to be a fairly short video. And let's just, if we get the time, we can maybe sit down and do a match review, us three. Maybe Charlie Boy will be available. He just wasn't available at this time today. And hopefully, it's coming off the back of a positive result. So yeah, we'll try and do a match review once everybody's available. But yeah, that's it, man. Anybody that tuned in, before I go, I'd like to thank Kieran as always, thank Abel as always, and thank anybody that has tuned in. And hopefully, West Ham can pull it out the bag. Any final words from you two, and then we will wrap this up.
Come on, you Irons.
Geezer.
Let's hope for a positive day, eh? We need to, as West Ham fans, we need some good news. We need a good game and a good result. That would be nice, wouldn't it? So, hope for that.
Hammers crossed. Let's. But yeah, we'll see you all in the next video. Ciao.
All the best.